Hey Outsiders, today we're going to be looking at the Remote Designs backpack by Gatewood Brown. It's just me today, and we're just going to be doing a quick overview of this pretty great backpack. Spoilers. Yeah, we're going to be looking at the material, size, weight, price, and everything it has to offer. What it's good for, what it's not good for, who it's made for, who it's not made for, and my personal experiences, as some of you may have already heard. And so, yeah, let's jump into it. All right, so size and weight. The overall size of this backpack, we are looking at 28 liters. Its weight, without anything in it, is going to be about 3.8 pounds. And all of this stuff, by the way, is off of Gatewood's website, remotedesignsllc.com. I'll put a link down in the description if you guys want to check it out for yourselves. And so 3.8 pounds, it's a little heavier than you might expect, just as a base weight. And so that is definitely going to play a factor into the little review later on. But as far as the material it's made out of, we're looking at 1680D TPU. And it's the same material as many of the competing brands, such as Yeti and a couple of the other ones. And now price. We're looking at $149.95 is the most recent price up on the website. So we'll be seeing how that price plays out with its competition a bit later on. I've been carrying this backpack for about 8 months now. And so I've gotten a pretty good idea of how it carries, how comfortable it is. And so as far as the comfort goes, it's extremely comfortable, I have to say, for its size and weight. Like we talked about earlier, it's almost 4 pounds. So it's pretty heavy just on its own. And I think a lot of it has to do with the type of material it's made out of. But it's extremely comfortable considering. Now, I do have to say these things are definitely better suited for short day trips, and we'll talk more about that a bit later. Also, it does come with a hip belt, which I have removed, and it does have a shoulder strap and a cushioned back panel, and so it's extremely comfortable. There's a lot of options for how you carry the weight and how to distribute the weight. There's a lot of options. It's pretty comfortable. Storage. It's got the main compartment. It's fairly big. It takes up the entire space here that you see. So it's a pretty decent amount of space. And inside that main compartment, there is also a divider, which accommodates for about a medium-sized laptop, a couple notebooks, pens, pencils, camera gear, camping gear, your tarps, your tents, food, all that good stuff. You can carry that in here, no problem. The outer compartment, for much smaller items, such as maps, papers, notes, that kind of thing. It's a smaller compartment, so you're definitely going to want to put smaller things in there, but quite a bit of room. And then over on the side, you got the 2 side pockets for water bottles. You want to carry your bottle of picaridin or whatever on the side, you can do that. It also has these blue molly webbing type things here on the side. I haven't used them personally, but they are there. You can put your carabiners or clip your water bottles to it or what have you. And then on the front, which I have removed personally, is it has these 2 clamp straps on the front. I think I've seen people put their tripods on there for their camera gear. Actually, for one of my trips, I put a trekking pole on there, and it worked pretty well. But I've since removed them, me personally. All right, so now time for the what you guys probably clicked on this video for. Who is this for? This backpack, if you're a kayaker, a fisherman, or you like to do a lot of like inclement weather type of hiking or adventuring, and travelers where you never know what the weather's going to be like when you go somewhere new, this backpack is for you. It does carry well on a plane as a carry-on item, so that's good for travelers. Who's this not for? This is not for the thru hiker or the section hiker. This is not for you guys. If you're looking for a good thru hiking backpack or a section hiking backpack kind of thing, this is not for you. The overall size, weight, and storage of this backpack, although it's good, is not designed for longer hikes, in my personal experience. And even after talking with Gatewood himself, this is more meant for kayakers and inclement weather type of situations. Anybody can use it, but this is kind of what it's designed for. So now, Gatewood, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but we give our reviews, the good and the bad. And so this is my personal experience, and this is the kind of the bad experiences that I had with this backpack. And I will be talking about the good, don't worry. But yeah, this is kind of my experience on the bad side of things. I did take this backpack just to kind of see what it could do. I kind of already had an idea, but I wanted to push it and see how far I could take it. And so I took this with me on the LSHT recently, and I'll put the link in the description or put a card on one of these sides to that video. But so we did take this on the LSHT, Tito and I, and this was my pack, right? This was my main pack where I had all of my things, and it fit everything in it just fine. Everything I needed fit in there. It was a little tight, I have to say, but it fit everything pretty well. Everything I needed for a regular overnighter. Here, the problem was, though, after about 6 miles into our hike, the strap started to dig into my shoulders in a way that it kind of made me want to take it off constantly, just to kind of rest. It didn't quite sit well, even after properly using the hip straps and the shoulder strap, and kind of using proper techniques to distribute the weight within the pack itself, and all of that. Even kind of after all of that, it still wasn't quite comfortable. And my guess is because of how heavy it was. That was kind of my guess. Overall, it just didn't feel good having to carry for an entire day, while going over hills and through tall grass and trees and over a long distance. Not really. We did stop to rest, but we had a goal, right? And so not really stopping as frequently as I would if I was using it on a day hike or something. So yeah, it didn't really work well in that particular scenario. As doing a section hike, that day we ended up doing about 10 miles, and we'll be talking about that as well in the Deep South podcast. So make sure you tune in for that. But yeah, in that particular scenario, it didn't really work. And so, like I said, it's not necessarily designed for that. And so it kind of makes sense that it wouldn't work in that situation. But I wanted to see what it could do, right? It did so well in other areas that I thought, you know what, let's push it a little bit. And so yeah, unfortunately, it didn't work well in that scenario. However, now we have kind of the good side of my experience. And so in the 8 months that I've had it and used it, and trust me, I've used it. I cleaned it up a little bit for the sake of the video, so you can't tell. But yeah, this thing is full of mud and all kinds of other stuff. And don't even think about looking inside. But yeah, I've used this thing quite well. And so in the time I've had it, I've learned some interesting things about it. Number A, it does exactly what it was designed to do extremely well. And so what was this designed to do? It was designed to keep stuff dry, and it excels at that. That's kind of the main purpose of this, is that everything inside of these two zippers must stay dry, and it does that extremely well. So any type of scenario where things are going to get wet and you don't want certain items to get wet, this is the backpack for you. So again, kayakers, fishermen, travelers, if there's you're going to a location where there's going to be some interesting weather, this is the backpack for you. It does that job extremely, extremely well. And so even after one of my kayaking trips and falling over and losing some important things, I was able to see it in action. And so you can listen to the two podcast episodes where we talk about that over on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else you listen to your podcasts. I'll put the link in the description for you guys. But yes, overall, what it was designed to do, it does really well. Number B, it actually surprised me to find that it works really well as a daily backpack. I personally use this backpack a lot for work, and my job involves me having to travel a lot, and so I'm in and out of cars, planes, and I find that to carry my things that I need in order to be gone for days at a time, it does that really well. And so, like I said earlier, it does well as a carry-on. It fits the dimensions perfectly. So I actually, when I travel, I don't take a suitcase because I don't want to have to deal with having to carry luggage and then have to wait at the carousel baggage claim. So everything I need for 2-3 days, 2-3 day trip, everything I need fits in here, and I can carry that onto the plane with me without having to put it through the bag check. And so that's really good. It does that really well. I fit my iPad in there, a couple notebooks, pens, pencils, clothes, chargers, all of that stuff. And, kind of those short trips going from plane to, kind of my gate, or from a car to another place, that works really well. It carries everything I need in it. It's comfortable on the back for those shorter trips. And then I get to take it off. And so it doesn't really start to weigh down on me. So it fits everything I need in that 28-liter size. All the compartments and pockets, I use them, and it works really well. And that kind of surprised me. The first time I got it, I was thinking, man, it's kind of bulky. It's kind of big. I don't know that I'll necessarily want to carry this around with me. But I found that it works really well. And to top it all off, it just looks really nice. It's a great color scheme, and I've gotten a lot of questions about it. And so hopefully, I think the last I checked over on Remote Designs, these backpacks are actually sold out right now. I believe Gatewood said he's going to be getting some more. And so if you're interested in that, make sure you're keeping an eye on his website, remotedesignsllc.com, to find out when they're back in stock. And so this backpack does really well on those shorter day trips, where when you're going to regularly be taking it off, and you definitely don't notice that weight as much. So all in all, I would highly recommend this pack to anyone who might be needing a high quality backpack that will keep their things dry, whether that be for kayaking or hiking or even just getting to work, and all of that for a really reasonable price, especially when you start considering and comparing to its competition. You start looking at kind of like I mentioned earlier, the Yeti backpack. I believe I looked at one of the Yeti backpacks earlier, and it was at $300. And so this is pretty reasonable, considering that price, and considering it's about the same quality, if not better quality than the Yeti. And so Gatewood, thanks for such an amazing product. I really do look forward to seeing what you got next. I know you have a couple new products, or you have one product out. I believe you got another couple products on the way. So guys, please continue to like and subscribe. We got a couple of things in the works, and so please continue keeping your eye out. And please let me know what backpacks do you guys use in the comments. Let me know what you use for your regular day hikes, section hikes, through hikes, that kind of thing. Look forward to hearing from you guys.